Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my next video. This is part 2 of the continuation of preparing for labor, and today's topic is about preparing my body for labor. So I haven't gone much into discussing my birth plan. That will be the next video, but I did want to make a quick little video about what I'm doing to help prepare my body, as I am going for an unmedicated labor. So if you plan on having an unmedicated labor, you really do have to do some things to help prepare your body for labor itself. Because think of it as labor is just a big, long workout. Your body is doing a lot of work throughout the process, so you need to make sure that you are energized, that your muscles are strong, that you have good flexibility, things like that. Making sure you're overall healthy and prepared for the laboring event, because it is a lot of work. One of the first things that I'm doing to help prepare my body for labor is making sure I exercise. This is so important. You should exercise regularly anyways, but especially if you plan on having an unmedicated labor. My main form of exercise is doing prenatal yoga. I've been doing yoga for many years. This is a different type of yoga that's modified for pregnancy and includes positions that are really great for strengthening certain types of muscles, such as your hips, such as your calves, such as your quads, your core, all of those muscles that you're going to be using quite often when you're going through labor. I do yoga every single day, and it's pretty low impact. It's not super sweaty kind of yoga, but it's also a nice way to start my day, to get my body going in the morning, and I really enjoy the nice peace and quiet I get from it as well. Some other great forms of exercise include walking, jogging if you're still able to, and if you were doing pretty active amount of exercise beforehand, you should be able to continue doing it. Just double check with your doctor or your care provider and make sure that they're okay. I know many women who still run 5Ks, who still lift weights, who still do everything they did before they got pregnant. So the second thing I'm doing to help prepare my body for labor is using a birthing ball. Now this is totally optional. This is something I find really helpful. I use my birthing ball every single day, multiple times a day, because while it does help get baby in position for labor, it really just helps me in general. It helps alleviate some of my hip pain, my back pain, making sure I have good posture, and it's kind of fun. It's a good distraction while I'm doing other things. So I really enjoy my birthing ball. I'll leave the link to where I got mine down below in the description, but overall I highly recommend it. Some people say they find it beneficial, some don't. It's really up to each person, but I use my birthing ball. I bounce on it. I use it for helping modify some of my yoga positions. I use it to do hip flexor exercises and stretches. The birthing ball I got came with a little booklet that actually gives you lots of different exercises you can do for each trimester, for while you're in labor, and for postpartum. So the third thing I'm doing to help prepare my body is doing vaginal massages. Now these are great, especially for unmedicated labor, because it really helps stretch out the perineum and may help even prevent some tearing. I do these massages 3 to 4 times a week after I shower, because it really helps make sure that the skin and muscles are already kind of loose, so that it's easier to stretch them. This is also recommended for when you are in labor, using a warm compress while you're in labor, or even laboring in a tub. And I will leave the link for the blog post that I use to learn how to do these massages. So the fourth thing I do to help prepare my body for labor is preparing my mind for labor. So doing things like meditation, deep breathing techniques, stuff like that is really beneficial for preparing myself to go through contractions. Lots of deep breaths. This is really important to make sure that you're not tensing up while in labor, because the more you tense, the more painful it can be, the longer it may take your body to deliver. So it's really important to make sure that you learn how to relax even while you're in pain. And like I said, prepare yourself for the amount of pain. And just know that each contraction, your body is doing something that is productive. You don't need to do a lot of work. You're just letting your body do the work, and you're focusing on getting through the next contraction. A great resource for moms is something called Hypnobabies. This is exactly what they teach. Personally, I ended up not taking the course because I do have a degree in psychology, so I've been doing meditation for many, many years, and I already kind of knew the process of how to get into a meditative state. I already know about deep breathing techniques. So for me, I didn't think it was very needed, but for anyone who's new to meditation, I think it could be really beneficial, and I'll leave the link for you guys down below. So the fifth, and probably one of my favorite things to do, is making sure that I'm eating healthy. I'm feeding my body correctly, and I'm getting the proper nutrients I need each day. So I've grown up eating healthy my whole life. It was a big priority in my household. I pretty much live on fruits and vegetables and grains. They're my favorite things to eat. I've craved strawberries like nobody's business. And it's so important to make sure that you're eating healthy so that you have enough energy to get yourself going throughout labor. So make sure when you go to delivery that you're bringing stuff with you. You can always ask your hospital, but I know that my hospital allows us to bring in cut up fruit. You can bring in yogurt. You can bring in whatever you want. They don't have any problems with anything, just probably something that doesn't need to be heated. But definitely bring a lot of fruit and high energy, high protein snacks, because it'll be really beneficial for you while you're in labor, and make sure that you keep your energy up. So kind of a bonus tip that I'm not really doing, but Martin is doing, is he is taking his own birthing class. This class is specified for support partners and teaches them all sorts of techniques, and honestly he's found it really helpful considering he's never been with someone who's given birth before. And sometimes I sit with him and watch them, or he asks me questions, and they really try and make sure that there's an open line of communication so that when you are going through labor, each person knows what their role is and each person kind of knows what to expect. So that was a really brief kind of discussion of what I'm doing. If you guys want me to go in depth into any of those topics, please feel free to ask me and I will do so. And as always, feel free to ask any questions down below and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. Bye.